Hi, I'm Miss Somnambulist, formerly Miss Awake. My name's Becca, and yeah, I wanted to do a video blog again. And I'd really love to make it a regular thing, so let me know what you think. Anyway, um, it's ironic and funny that I go from Miss Awake to Miss Somnambulist. Um, when really now in my life I am more awake and more me than I have ever been since forever. Um, and that is an amazing thing. And it's, well, like everybody's on a journey. Everybody's experiencing something and learning something from the people who come into their lives and sometimes leave their lives and sometimes stay. So that's where I am. I'm a super awake, sleepwalking woman. And maybe Miss Somnambulist is an appropriate name in the sense that on the weekends when Misty and I are together, I don't get any sleep. It's yeah, it's fantastic. So tonight, the reason I'm in this dress, and you may, well, you probably wouldn't, but there's a picture of me on my blog with my feet in a pair of leopard print pumps in this dress in front of a red car. And yeah, anyway, tonight I'm out at an event for the Lions, and the Lions is a volunteer organization that is around the world. And tonight was the local chapter's 50th anniversary. So I was invited out because I do a little bit of volunteer work for them. And it was a lovely evening. And it dawned on me as I was sitting there enjoying my, post dinner drink while I was watching all these people who I would guess the average age in that room was 65. And they were dancing to, like, okay, I'm going to say it. It was like bad wedding music. And they were having the best time. Obviously husbands and wives and um, yeah, enjoying each other, dancing and having fun. And it struck me as I sat there alone drinking my drink, wishing that Misty's boy side was with me, that I'm alone. And that's, you know what, generally, for the most part, totally okay. And it's not that I'm not okay with it, it's just I would have loved to have had him there. And because I live in a small town, um, everybody knows my business. Not that I publicize it, but it's gotten around that I am seeing someone. And so a gentleman came up to me tonight, and he's like, "So where's Mr. Wonderful?" And I said, "Well, he's with his people, his peeps tonight, and so I'm on my own." And yeah, the people in my community care or are nosy, one of the two. And it was really nice to have him there, sort of virtually. It was odd and fun and nice at the same time. I'm wearing the bolero jacket that Misty gave me for Christmas, so I kind of took a little bit of her hem with me. And so yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm enjoying my drink, and I realize, okay, I haven't been to a Lions event since last April, which was Miss Mariah Slew pageant, which ironically is a bunch of local businessmen in drag trying to win the title of Miss Mariah Slew. Um, and I got all dressed up, and I went out, and it was fun. There was dinner and dancing and boys in dresses, and I'm all about that. And it was a lot of fun. And so then, of course, that got me thinking about where I was last April. And one thing about my Tumblr is that I can go back and sort of get a snapshot of, it's a diary, it's a journal. So for those of you who actually read or are watching this now, you're kind of along for the ride with me, and thank you. So, yeah, last April, I was sad. It was hard. I was trying to get out there. I was trying to bolster my spirits, and yeah. So I went back after I got home tonight, and I'm gonna sip my beer because it's important. And I'm looking at my posts, and I see my trip to New York. Gigantic, huge step for me in terms of feeling free of Darth Mountain View Dome. Huge. And at the same time, extremely painful at points during that trip. And then I came back, and it was like a weight had been lifted. Like I had left that bag at the vet in New York by a bench and moved on. And so, maybe not 100%, but, because he still, wiggled his way in there still. But, yeah, it was enormous. And so I took a huge step and went on to FetLife at the urging of a good friend who's a Tumblr persona. And actually 2 good friends. And was just sort of enjoying that, and decided to reach out to someone who I thought was interesting. Just read their profile and thought, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And you don't. When you meet someone who tickles you, and as Misty would say, tickles your pink, you can't put your finger on why that is and what the quality is that makes that person magical. Because I really believe there's like that factor X. You don't know what it is. They can be attractive, they can be smart, they can be funny, they can be all kinds of stuff. But if they don't have that something, it's just not working. So this person had that something. And on July 21st, so if you go back in my Tumblr archive and look at that date, I mentioned Misty, my very first mention. She's right at the bottom, and I don't mention her by name. And it's one of those, this is interesting. And then there is a video that I posted around the 25th of July. Anyway, Misty and I had been messaging back and forth, and and we were talking about events and things to go out in the kink community, and she was like, well, you should try to come out to this Sin City event. And I was like, that sounds like fun. And so I really worked hard to make that happen. And it was the first time I had ever gotten babysitting and sorted out somebody watching my kids so I could go out. And that was a big step, which seems silly, but it's true. It was a big step. And yeah. And so that in that post, I mentioned the Rob Corddry video. Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? I knew that Saturday night, something was going to happen that would change things for me. And I really did. It really did. Anyway, on a night when I'm out in a very vanilla evening, doing very vanilla things with people who are, I don't want to say in their, mature, later years, but a good 15, 20 years older than me, 25 years. They, I don't know, I wonder where I will be. I wonder where my life will be. I know where I want it to be. But life does not always work out the way you think it will. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it works out better than you can ever imagine. Like I think about that post on the 21st, and I was like, that's an interesting place to go. But it wouldn't, 2 months earlier, I couldn't even imagine such a thing. So, I don't know. I am looking forward to where life takes me. It's long term. Short term, I have March break coming up with no little people, a court date, and Misty in Hawaii with her family, which means no sex, no lovin', no smooches for 3 weeks, which quite frankly is balls. But I persevere and have a vibrator. And I'll miss her, him, every day, as I do. Anyway, this is super long. And yeah, if you stuck around to the end, wow. I feel like I should give you a secret word and, a prize. Platypus. Yeah, you rock. See you soon.